Hey guys, what's up? Amy Pigeon here. Thanks for stopping by and checking out my channel, and welcome back if you've been here before. It's been a while. Quelle surprise. But today I'm bringing you a different kind of a video. I'm going to do a spa or a medi-spa treatment review on the vampire facial. So for those of you that do not know what a vampire facial is, it is, or it's otherwise known as PRP, platelet-rich plasma, platelet-rich plasma. And what they do is they take blood out from your own body, they put it in a centrifuge for 10 minutes, spin it around, and it separates out the plasma from the blood, and they put the plasma back on your face and basically do a little microneedling treatment, pushing it back into your skin. And all I knew going into this is basically Kim Kardashian's experience that was kind of going viral around the internet with photos of her bloody face and how she said it was so painful and she would never do it again. And even knowing that, I was like, this sounds like good content and like an interesting thing to review. So I'm down for it and let's do it. So when Anne from Sweet 402 approached me, I was like, yeah, totally down. Game. So I was doing my research right before, and I read, that little bit about Kim Kardashian, but it also said the reason why it was so painful is because she was pregnant and she could not put the numbing cream on her face as a result, because I guess that's not safe. So that, of course, would make it a hell of a lot more painful. But I also had seen other videos of other bloggers getting the treatment with something that looked like a gun, basically stabbing into the person's face, and they were like bleeding big time from that intense stabbing action. It looked painful and awful. It turns out that's actually not Health Canada approved, but I didn't know that going into it, so I was a little bit nervous that that's what I was getting. But again, taking one for the team for you guys to bring you good content. Here are some more details too on exactly what the PRP vampire treatment or vampire facial is. So the main pros of this is that it increases collagen production, evens out skin tone, reduces acne scarring, tightens the skin, and gives you a glow. That's a pretty good deal if you ask me. And the way it does this is by stimulating and releasing itself these human growth hormones that help repair the skin, which is ultimately going to help with age prevention by having your skin in tip-top youthful shape. So here are the things that it does. It stimulates a growth factor production known as epidural growth factor. So this plays a significant role in the regulation of cell growth, proliferation, and differentiation during the remodeling phase. It stimulates keratinocyte and fibroblast production. Transforming growth factor, it helps stimulate. So this promotes angiogenesis, which is the physiological process involving the growth of new blood vessels. Seems legit. Vascular endothelial growth factor, an important signaling protein involved in both vasculogenesis and angiogenesis that may help the growth of blood vessels from pre-existing vasculature. Fibroblast growth factor. This promotes angiogenesis, granulation, and epithelialization for the intricate process of tissue repairing itself after injury. Platelet-derived growth factor. So I believe this is the big one in PRP. This attracts macrophages and fibroblasts to the zone of injury. It promotes collagen growth and proteoglycan synthesis. So this definitely sounds like the main age preventative growth hormone that this treatment helps increase or release. Collagen stimulating growth factor. So stimulates granulocyte and macrophage proliferation for the growth of healthy tissue and blood cells. Same thing as I said before. And then keratinocyte growth factor. This helps with keratinocyte migration, differentiation, and proliferations, may optimize conditions for healing and the generation of new skin. So I love how rooted in science this treatment is. It really makes me believe in it, and I love knowing the actual methods of how it helps versus saying, oh, it just helps with exfoliation, which helps with anti-aging. Oh, it helps with moisture. Well, how does it help with moisture? Like, I like to know the exact mechanism, so that's what I really like about the science behind this treatment. And furthermore, there's also like virtually no risk of rejecting or negative interactions with the PRP because it is from the patient's own blood. So I went in Anne had told me it wasn't super painful from the get-go, but I still was a little bit nervous. But I went in on a Friday because I didn't know what my face was going to look like after, or for the next few days, or how long I couldn't wear makeup. And the location is just off of, I believe it was Brown's line, right where the 427 and the QEW turns into the Gardner is, by Sherway Mall. So a super convenient location if you want to, you know, do some shopping before. I wouldn't suggest after, because holy shit, you look red. Great location. Went upstairs. The spa was absolutely beautiful. It was super clean and bright and fresh and aesthetically pleasing to the eye, which a lot of people undervalue or don't realize how important that is when you're going to a med spa, because it's not just about cleanliness. Like, you want to feel like you're in a beautiful space. It for some reason makes a big difference in terms of your psyche with trust and feeling comfortable with the situation, or so I find. And then of course I met Anne, the owner of Suite 402. She is absolutely lovely. She was super kind and warm, and she asked me a bunch of questions about my health history to make sure I was in the clear to do this, and if I had any questions. My main concern obviously was, how long after can I wear makeup? Duh. She said it would be about 36-ish hours, I think, or maybe 40, ideally 48, I believe, until I could do that. And I was asking her how bloody I'd look leaving there, and she said I wouldn't leave looking bloody at all, just very, very red, like I have a bad sunburn. So those were some misnomers or myths about the vampire treatment right off the bat that were dispelled, that you don't leave like looking bloody, like they wipe it off. You don't continue to bleed into the night, which actually makes sense. Why would you? But anyways, that was just my conception going in it, or misconception going into it. So then we go into the room and she takes my blood, she puts it in the centrifuge and spins it around for 10 minutes so that the plasma separates out from the blood. While all of that's going on, while my blood was in the centrifuge and it's spinning for 10 minutes, and made sure to cleanse my face properly. I showed up with no makeup around my face, just on my eyes, because, you know, I was filming, I wanted to look kind of cute. She was very, very thorough, making sure everything was clean, because you are microneedling, so you want to make sure you're not pushing any bacteria or any bad stuff back into your bloodstream. And then she put a numbing cream on my face that we left there for the remainder of the time that the blood was in the centrifuge, and then she wiped all that off. Just took my blood. My face is covered in numbing cream, and it totally got in my mouth, and my tongue is completely numb right now. I'm talking like a complete idiot because I can't feel anything. I look ridiculous. And she shows me what it looks like, what we're putting on my face after, and it's just a pure vial of like a serum looking thing. So there's another myth dispelled right off the bat. It's not blood they're putting on your face. It's part of the blood that's being separated out, so there's no redness going on your face. The blood that comes out of your face later is a result of the microneedling. So I'll get into that in a bit. But it basically is a vibration stick thing that pushes tiny, tiny little microneedles into your face.
Bearable?
No, like not even bearable. I don't even feel like...
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, that's a 0.
Yeah, and actually you're taking it really well, because
Taking
the
it like a
forehead,
champ.
you're taking like a champ.
She does that all over your face, except for your eyes, obviously. And she asks you how much pain you're feeling on a scale of 0 to 10. I felt 0, and then immediately heard her turn up the intensity of it. And she asked me again how much pain I was feeling, and I felt nothing again. The numbing cream was magical. And she kept turning it up based on how much I could handle the pain. And it did get to a point where it was quite painful for like a second, but as soon as it got there, she moved on to a different part of my face. So the idea here is that the deeper the injury or the puncture from the microneedling, the deeper in you can push this platelet-rich plasma, which is going to induce collagen growth and stimulation at a deeper level in your skin. So it's better for anti-aging, or age prevention, if you can get it deep and handle the pain. And as she was going, I was like, okay, I don't understand, why do people leave this looking bloody? Because I was filming the whole thing, watching myself, and then as she got deeper and deeper with the intensity of the microneedling, I could start to see little specks of blood coming out of my skin, so I understand now where it came from. But this looked nothing like the people that have got the stabbing gun action, which again is not Health Canada approved, who that would like make them bleed. This was just like speckling blood. So by the time we were all said and done, she wiped off the blood and gave me my little post-aftercare treatment. So a little baggie of samples to bring home with me. There was a facial cleanser, a serum, and a moisturizer in there that was supposed to be good for the skin after that treatment, and then you're not supposed to wear makeup for, I believe, 36 to 48 hours afterwards, just so it can do its thing properly. My face felt very cold, and she told me I would leave looking like I had a sunburn, but I also left feeling like I had a sunburn. So I was going through those motions of my face feeling hot and cold and hot and cold. God, my face feels so cold. That is so weird.
Is it still really numb?
Not as numb, but it's really cold, my face. It also felt very tight and plump, my skin. Like I could touch my face and it felt a little plump, which I'm gonna guess was a little bit of swelling immediately after the treatment, but it felt quite nice. I went home that night, and after the numbing cream had completely worn off, it did start to burn a little bit. Like my face felt very hot. But it wasn't painful, it was just a little bit of discomfort, like an actual sunburn. The next day though, my skin color looked beautiful. Like I had got that healthy sunburn when it makes your skin look really nice. Well, healthy as in you look healthy. There's nothing healthy about a sunburn, let's be real here. And the pain was completely gone the next day, but my face continued to feel like very plump to the touch. And I noticed that like instantly it felt like my pores were reduced, and I'm not sure if that was real or not, or if that was just because my face was a little bit swollen and it was kind of like closing up the gaps in my skin. But that was pretty cool to see that immediately. But I really noticed, in terms of longer term benefits, my skin has never looked better. I had a huge nasty breakout in February with my skin. I don't know what happened. I had a reaction to my face touching something, I guess. And my skin was never the same. It was always so great before that happened, and then that breakout happened, and I got a facial a couple of weeks before the vampire facial to help get some more extractions to help with that, and then I got the vampire facial, which apparently also helps the skin shed the epidermis and do a little bit of an exfoliation type thing through the microneedling itself, because it causes cell regeneration. And I've been much better with washing my face. I might have slept with my makeup on twice in the last 4 months. I used to be a chronic like sleep with my makeup on type person, and it was bad news. I've also completely changed my diet, drinking tons of water and doing the keto diet, having lots of healthy fats. So I think that all of this together, like my skin has just never looked better, and I'll show you before and after photos. Now, one thing I cannot stress heavily enough, like this is your face, you only get one of them in this lifetime, and you really want to make sure you do your research with who you're hiring to do this treatment, because first of all, they're taking your own blood and then they're needling it back into your face. So really make sure that this person, is certified wherever they need to be. They seem to be very credible. Referrals help even more, and just do your diligence on that, or do your due diligence on that, because if you get a shady person doing this, I could imagine it going wrong in many ways. But luckily, I shouldn't say luckily, I wouldn't have done this if I didn't get that vibe from Anne. She was wonderful, super professional, trusted her. The place was very clean, and it was just a wonderful experience. So I'd highly recommend you try this treatment. So again, the treatment was in a very convenient location at Suite 402 right by Sherway Mall, which is great if you live downtown Toronto or out in the burbs. Anne is lovely, beautiful woman inside and out, and she'll make you feel very comfortable. They do lots of other wonderful services at the spa too, and she's decided to give us a discount code to get you a 20% off discount until September 22nd. So when you book your appointment, reference me, Amy Pigeon MUA, or Amy Pigeon MUA, let her know that you saw this video, and she'll give you 20% off a $600 treatment. So that's $120 off the treatment, which is pretty amazing. And yeah, I highly recommend you try it. Again, my skin has never looked better. I'm really happy with the results. I would love to go for a series of like 3 or 4 or whatever the recommended series is, to see how that works over time. And maybe I'll try that next. But yeah, if you guys like this video, you know the drill. Be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not already. It would mean the world to me. And let me know what future tutorials you want to see in the comment box below, whether it's more reviews, product reviews, spa treatment reviews like this, or if you want to see, you know, the usual tutorials that I used to do so many of and have very much so slowed down on. Alrighty, you guys, until next time, take care.